as we practice today, perhaps you can find an intention or an idea or a thought of positivity, and so we can weed out the negative. If you plant poison ivy, it will grow, it will spread, it will grow. Poison ivy is like a negative type of plant. If you plant a sunflower or a rose or whatever flower that you enjoy, if you plant that, then that also will grow. So why not plant a seed of beauty or growth, or an idea, whatever it is, of positivity into the mind, and nurture it so it will gradually grow into something beautiful, something positive. All right, so let's get started. Again, as you flow through this practice, some of you may not be flowing, you just pop on, hello, and then pop off, which is fantastic. If you choose to do the practice along with me, you can always go at your own pace, listen to your body. I will show you variations on most of the poses, but do it intuitively feels right to you, and if it doesn't feel right, then just don't do it, right? And then if it doesn't feel right and you're not able to do it today with any of the variations, then throw out that negative thought of I can't do it. It's not about can't, it's just about what can you do, okay? So let's get started. We're gonna start in child's pose this morning. So child's pose, if you have knee sensitivity, you can, your big toes will touch behind you, your knees will be separated apart, and you might have to lean your hips back on a block if you have knee sensitivity, or a bolster or a blanket in between in between your knees. And then reaching your arms down, resting your forehead either on the mat or a block into child's pose. Right, so you can put the block at any, if you don't have a block, you have a blanket or a pillow or whatever you may be using today. Or you can even stack your fists. Right, so just go ahead, wiggle your hips back, relax your front body down, reach your arms forward, take a long deep breath in through your nose, open the mouth, sigh out. So we always begin the practice centering ourselves, settling into our awareness, settling into your breath, settling into the here and the now. Follow your breath as you take an inhale in through the nose. Follow your breath out as you open your mouth and sigh out. And as you sigh out, notice how muscles, tension start to soften and perhaps fall away. So again, a deep breath in through the nose, a long sigh out through the mouth. And sighing is a wonderful way to promote this letting go, in quotations, letting go of tension, letting go of worry, letting go of negativity, right? One more time, a nice deep breath in through the nose, open the mouth, sigh out, soften the back body as you're in child's pose. Eyes are closed, gently close your lips and just invite the breath to move in and out through the nose. Breathing in and saying mentally to yourself the word ah, and then exhaling with your lips gently closed, exhaling the word ha or sa. So you start to connect with this breath that has a quality of sound to it. Sounds a bit like wind or ocean, very soft, very subtle. But you can allow your awareness to connect to the sound. That will keep you anchored in the present. So let's take 5 more inhales and exhales here. And as you're settling into awareness, as you're settling into breath, settle into a seed of intention of positivity, an idea, an image, whatever it might be, that you can stay with and reconnect over and over with. You're going to nurture that idea or that image or that thought. And just think how out of just dirt, empty dirt, and you put a seed in it, and then beauty grows out of that dirt. So same goes with the mind. Anything, any idea, any image, any thought you plant in your mind, you can nurture it and help it to grow. Let's take one more deep breath in. One more long breath out. And then you're going to make your way into tabletop. So tabletop is on your hands and knees. You'll align your wrists beneath your shoulders, your knees beneath your sitting bones. So the kidney area is right back here, right by the low ribs here. So I want you to feel like as you on tabletop that area, the kidney area right around the lower back ribs, lifts and expands. So we're not collapsing down. So we're feeling a broadness across the back. And then as you inhale, then you can go ahead, release the belly down. The sitting bones will lift up. The heart will move forward through the strength of your arms. And as you exhale, draw the navel towards the spine and take this roundness. So tailbone lengthens down towards the back of the knees, crown of the head relaxes. So this is called cat-cow. So again, as you inhale into cow pose, we're allowing the belly to drop. We're moving the heart forward through the upper arms, and we're lifting our sitting bones. And then as you exhale, you're tilting the pelvis the opposite way. You're pressing the earth away with your hands, tops of the feet and shins. And just move, articulate through these two movements, cat and cow. Inhale into cow and exhale into cat. Just bringing some awareness into the spine, right? And moving the spine in flexion and extension. Maybe close your eyes as you do that. More feeling, less analyzing. Just feeling what it feels like. Just do one more cow pose and then cat pose. Good. And then come back to center here. You're going to walk your hands just one step forward of your shoulders. Spread your fingers. Ignite and be bright in your hands. Curl your toes behind you and lift your hips up to downward facing dog. If you have wrist sensitivity, it's too much on your wrist, you can always just lower your knees, walk your hands out, and do, it's called puppy dog pose. So this is a variation of your upward or downward facing dog. Right? So here, whichever position, puppy dog or traditional dog you're in, just walk your feet out. If you're in puppy dog, you can come onto the tops of the feet and then your toes. You can move your hips side to side. Just waking up the body, this full body stretch. So go ahead, breathe and just move. Just get into your tissues, your muscles, your breath. You can walk it out. Whatever feels intuitively correct in your body. Heels up and down. Remember, more feeling, less analyzing, less criticizing. Just feel your body in different shapes. Walk your feet to your hands with as many or as few steps as you like. Arrange your feet hip width distance apart. And then grab opposite elbows. So you'll just be hanging into ragdoll. Knees are bent here and soft, right? Feet are bright, so that means your toes are starting to wiggle, their toes starting to spread, move apart. And you're allowing your back body to open up. Don't worry about how far you fold. That's not the objective here. The objective is to have strong legs anchoring down. And then as you breathe, you're just creating a little bit more hinge at the hips, allowing the crown of the head to relax. You can sway side to side if it feels good. You can roll your shoulders. Again, more feeling, less thinking. You got it. Ragdoll. And then just breathe again, right from the base of your spine all the way to the crown of your head, feeling this expansion in the kidney area. So that's the back, the lower back ribs. Take one more breath here. And then very slowly, let's just roll up. So just roll up slow as you go, all the way up. It's just as if a seed doesn't just spring up from the dirt. It rises up slowly. Align your feet so they're right underneath your hips. Toes are bright. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up. Go ahead, grab your left wrist and take a stretch over to the right. Inhale, back up to the center. Hook onto your right wrist and stretch over to the left. Do that one more time each side. Inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to lengthen over. Again, inhale to lengthen up. Exhale to lengthen over. Inhale, arms lift up. As you exhale, reach from your heart out to your fingertips, straight out, just as you're flying down, all the way down. Bring your hands either to the ground or your shins or your thighs, wherever they connect. And inhale and lengthen the crown forward. And then as you exhale, fold into your legs, any amount. Again, inhale, lengthen the spine forward, connect your hands wherever they feel correct. Exhale, fold. 3 more times. Inhale, halfway lift. Feel that long spine. Exhale, fold into yourself. Relax your jaw, relax your expectations. Do 2 more at your own pace, inhaling to lengthen. Remember, if my cueing doesn't match up with your breath, you move with your breath. Exhale, fold. 1 more time. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhaling, fold. This time, ground down into your legs and sweep all the way up. Good. Sweep all the way back down, reaching from the heart to the fingertips. This time, plant your hands, walk your feet back into your downward facing dog or your puppy dog pose, which is correct for you. Inhale forward into a plank pose. So in plank, that's what you are. You're just as straight as a plank. From the crown of your head to the heels. Just rock forward onto your toes and then back. Just so you feel igniting the back of the calves, the feet. And if you need to bring your knees down, you can still kind of do the same thing, moving forward and back. But if you can, do the traditional plank and just rock forward and back. Good. Bring your heart forward. Exhale, lower yourself all the way down to your mat. Uncurl your toes, lengthening your legs behind you. And then gently, a low cobra to lift the heart. Exhale, lower down. Do that again, a low cobra. Shoulders roll back away from the ears. You lift up with the upper back and then down. 2 more. Low cobra, lifting the heart. Exhaling down. 1 more time. Low cobra. And then exhaling down. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Press yourself either back to plank, or you might press to your knees first and then to plank. And then lift the hips high, downward facing dog. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, walk your feet or float your feet to your hands. Halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Follow your breath. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift, spine lengthening. Exhale, hands down, step 1 foot back at a time into your high plank position. Your knees can be up or down. As you take your next exhale, lower yourself all the way down to the floor. The inhale, you will lift your heart for a low cobra. Exhale, lower back down. Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press the earth away back to your plank position, however you'd like to arrive there. And then lift your hips high, downward facing dog. Take 2 breaths. Settle back into that intention or that image or that thought of positivity. One more deep breath in and out. Take a deep inhale. As you exhale again, bring your feet to your hands. Lift halfway up. Exhale, fold in, rise up, take up a lot of space all the way up. Exhale, fold forward, lengthen the spine farther away as you fold down. Once you're into your fold, halfway lift. Good. Exhale, hands down, step back to your high plank position again, knees up or down. Stay here for a moment in your plank, and again, expand through the kidney area. So that's the back, the low back ribs. Get broad and spacious and bring your breath into that area. Next, exhale, lower yourself all the way down. Inhale to a low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Deep breath in. Exhale, press yourself back up to your plank and your downward facing dog. One more time, sun salutation A. Take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, bring your feet to your hands. As you inhale, you will lengthen your spine forward. As you exhale, you'll fold any amount into your legs. Rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift again. Plant your hands, step your feet back into plank. Find your plank. Plank isn't opposed to just skim by, right? Broaden through the back area of the kidneys. Take an inhale, expand there. Exhale, lower down. Low cobra as you lift the heart. Exhale, lower down. Another deep inhale. Exhale, press yourself back up to plank into downward facing dog. We're going to take 5 breaths here. So if those 5 breaths you want to lower your knees down and lower your torso down into child's pose to take those breaths, you can, or you can stay in downward facing dog, or you can do a combination of both. Always listen to what your body needs. We want to challenge our bodies, but we don't want to be aggressive and push. Whenever you push, you usually meet with resistance, right? So again, we're planting seeds of positivity. You can't force a seed, right, to grow. It just goes at its own pace. It's got a lot to resist. All that dirt, it's got a lot to resist. But it gets there. It goes and it trusts the light. Take one more deep breath in. One more long breath out. If you're in child's pose, come back to downward facing dog. Draw in a deep inhale. As you exhale, bring your feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold, rise up. We'll move into sun salutation B. So sun salutation B, you'll come into chair pose. We'll just come into chair just for a couple breaths, the first one, and then we'll flow through it. So in chair pose, put the weight into your heels. Move your sitting bones. Those are the 2 bony structures that come right out of your tush. Move them back and lengthen your heart forward. Again, let's see if you can expand through the kidney area instead of kind of collapsing and getting that little ski slope in the low back, right? We're breathing. We're reaching our arms. If that doesn't feel right on your shoulders, you can reach your arms forward or keep them in prayer position. But do move the front heads of your shoulders back. So we're not rounding across the upper back. We're pulling the shoulder blades more back and into the spine. Good. Take a couple breaths here. You got it. Chair pose. Take an inhale. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, hands down. Step back to your plank pose. Lower yourself any amount, knees up or down. This time, if you want to inhale and lift a little higher into upward dog and face, straighten your arms if that's an option, and lift your legs. That might be an option, it might not. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward. Help it if it needs it. Spin the back heel down so the back foot is on the ground. Now lengthen the spine forward. Get broad across the kidney area. Reach your arms out like you're flying, and then turn your palms up and reach up to Warrior One. Virabhadrasana 1, right here. Again, this first sun salutation B, we will stay in the poses a little bit longer and then we'll flow through. So your body knows you're Warrior One. So if you're way forward with your torso, bring it back. Lengthen the sitting bones and the tailbone down. Broaden across the kidney area and reach up. Maybe look up. Good. Move that front shin forward. Anchor into the back leg more. Exhale, hands come down. Step back into high plank position. Knees up or down. Lower yourself down. Open the heart with cobra or upward facing dog or any variation of that. And then find your way back to your downward facing dog. Good. This time left foot will step forward. Pause here. Anchor that back foot down. You can look back to see the sole of the right foot is really anchored. Lengthen forward, broaden across the kidney area. Reach your arms out. Spin your palms up. And then with the strength of your core, lift your torso up into warrior one. Take a few breaths again. This is a asymmetrical pose. Let your body feel it. Feel the difference between right and left. You got it. Tailbone, sitting bones, lengthen down, broaden across the kidney area, reach up, maybe look up. Good, one more breath. Side waist gets longer, right to the fingertips. Bring your hands down, step back to high plank position. And then you decide how you flow through your vinyasa, right? You don't always have to lower down. Maybe you just go to downward facing dog. You can do any variation that's correct for you this morning. Good. We're going to flow through 2 more sun salutation B's now. So go ahead, take a deep inhale. As you exhale, feet come to the hands. Halfway lift once you get there. Exhale, fold. Rise up all the way. As you exhale, bring your hands down to touch the sides of the mat. Sit back and then lift up into chair pose. Weight in the heels, expand through the back kidney area. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step back to high plank position. Find the plank before you lower yourself down. Open the front body with a cobra or an upward facing dog. Exhale, lower down. Go ahead, take a deep inhale. Exhale, press yourself back up, flow to your downward facing dog. With your next inhale, step it forward into warrior one. Anchor the back heel. Reach out and sweep up. One breath to lift up. Exhale, bring your hands back down. Step your leg back into plank. Lower down if you're moving through vinyasa, or stay there and go to downward facing dog. So that vinyasa where you go from chaturanga plank pose down and then open the heart, those are just options for you. We'll all find our way back to downward facing dog or puppy dog. And then when you're there, take a deep breath, a long exhale, and then step it forward with your opposite leg, left foot, if you're doing left with knee. Lift all the way up, one breath up into your warrior one. Exhale, hands plant back down. Step your legs back. Any amount of lowering, knees up or down. You can choose how you flow through this vinyasa or how you just stay in stillness. Good. Take a deep inhale from down dog. Exhale, bring your feet to your hands again. Halfway lift to lengthen the spine, farther away. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up to standing as you inhale. As you exhale, bend both knees, bring your fingertips down to the sides, move your hip crease back, and then rise up to chair pose. One breath here to inhale. Exhale, fold over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Good. Exhale, step back into your plank pose. Here we go, last sun B. So right leg steps forward into warrior one. See if you can just take one breath up. Exhale, bring your hands down. Step back to your plank. Remember, more feeling, less thinking. Lower yourself down. If you need 2 breaths in between, take 2 breaths. Or 3, whatever you need. Good. Open the heart. Find your way back to downward facing dog. When you arrive there, Left foot will step forward. You'll rise into warrior one again. You'll plant your hands down as you exhale and step back. Find your plank before you lower yourself down if you're moving through the vinyasa. And open the heart, open the chest. Come back down and then bring yourself back into downward facing dog. Once again, downward facing dog. And then again, remember, if downward facing dog isn't a pose that you enjoy holding or it doesn't feel correct for you, you can lower your knees, walk your hands out and move to puppy dog. You can rest your head down if you like. You can also come down onto your forearms. Right, we're just lengthening the spine. And maybe you can stretch one leg back at a time. You always make it, you plant your seed of success. If you're practicing, if you're breathing, you're successful. Okay? Again, more feeling, less analyzing, less criticizing, less judgment. Don't need it. Okay, here we go. We're going to step from downward facing dog, step your right foot forward into Anjaneyasana. So lower the back knee gently down and rise up. Rise up. So you can arrange your front leg so it's 90 degrees, knee over the heel and ankle. Lift up and then lengthen the tailbone down, lift up, stretch up, bring your fingertips behind your head, press the skull into the fingers just a little bit. Feel your back of the pelvis moving forward and lengthening down so there's no compression in the low back. And just breathe across the chest. You got it. Good. Release the hands. Lift the back leg, step it back, downward facing dog. Opposite leg, step it forward, lower your back knee down, create that 90-degree shape with your front leg, lengthen down through the back, broaden through the kidneys, lift up Anjaneyasana, beautiful stretch for the front of that hip flexor. Bring your fingertips behind you, press the skull into the fingertips, and see if you can move the front of your elbows back as your tailbone, sitting bones move down, back of the pelvis moves forward. So we're creating length in the low back, not constriction. Good. One more breath across the chest. Release the hands, step back, downward facing dog. Beautiful. From there, downward facing dog, bring your feet a little farther apart than hip width distance. Lift your heels high and drop both your heels to the right. Right? So you're going to feel a stretch in the left side body here. Now look at your right hand. Arrange your right shoulder over your right wrist. Right? You got both feet on the ground, lifting up to side plank. If that is not feeling right for you, bring that bottom knee down underneath your hip for a variation of side plank. You got it. Ignite the side muscles to work, work, work. Bring the hand down wherever you are. Back to downward facing dog. Again, feet are a little wider than hips distance. Lift both heels high. Drop your heels to the left this time. Both feet are on the ground. Arrange your left shoulder over your left wrist. If you need to bring the bottom knee down, you do that. If you're able, lift that top arm up. Side plank, Vashisthasana. No judgment here. You might be shaking. This is not an easy position to be in. One more breath. Bring it down. Downward facing dog. And then let's come into child's pose for a moment. Knees are wide apart, big toes touch behind you, and you lengthen your hips back away to your heels. Arms lengthen in the opposite direction. And breathe across the kidney area. So that's the back, your lower back ribs. See if you can allow the breath to move in and out there. Relax the jaw, relax expectations. Again, return to that intention or that seed or idea of positivity. Planning the positive, weeding out the negative. Take 2 more breaths. Kind of like a recharge, a reset. Good, 1 more breath. And then from your child's pose, you're going to come up to tabletop. So this might be a little different for you. So we're setting up in tabletop like we did for our cat-cow posture. You're going to curl your toes beneath you, and then you're just going to hover your knees. Literally, my knees are about 1 inch above the mat. This really is a great core exercise. So just hovering here, right? And if this is too much, just lift 1 knee at a time. Just a little bit of a hover. You're going to take 1 leg, doesn't matter which one, extend it straight back out, but hover the knee. Don't lift your hips up, and then bring it back down. Knees are hovering. Opposite leg, stretch it way back. Press through the heel. Bring it back. Your knees are hovering. Again, opposite leg reaches back through the heel. You are shaking and hovering. I know I am. Don't let your hips lift up. Keep your hips equal with your shoulders. Other leg, reach it back. And then bring it down. 1 more time, each side, everybody. If you need to drop your knee, drop your knee. Not easy. You feel your core igniting, and then bring it down. Whew. Child's pose, right? Just that little amount. You feel your heart rate accelerating, your breath. You felt lots of muscles working there, especially in the back body. As the whole core, so the core is everything that wraps around the spine to me. All the muscles that surround your spine, front, back, sides, they hug in to create this corset-like feeling, this hugging in to protect the spine, right? So the spine just doesn't go, whoo, right? It's strong. We're gonna try that 1 more time. You ready? Ready to give it a go? So again, you're on hands and knees here. Curl your toes underneath you. Lift and hover the knees. This might be it for you right here. Either leg, doesn't matter. Reach it back, straight through the heel, and bring it back. Try not to lift your hips higher than your shoulders. Other leg reaches back, bring it in. Pull the muscles around your spine in to hug it in. Keep that spine long. 1 leg at a time, reaching it back, pressing through the heel, coming in. 1 more time, each leg, everybody. Give it a go. That's it. And then downward facing dog. Whew. Bring your feet to your hands. Open your feet a little wider than your hips. And again, this time, interlace your fingers behind you. Reach your knuckles back to open the top chest. And then any amount, your arms come forward. You rinse your shoulders and feel your heart rate. So that is to ignite the muscles of the back body, right? So this kidney area right here, lower back ribs, we want to fill with breath and space. We want to create some space there. Okay, let's go ahead, release your hands down, roll yourself up. Just going to move dynamically a little bit. With a dynamic chair. So we're going to move into chair pose, Utkatasana, sitting back. The weight is in the heels. So your knees are not forward like this, right? Your knees should be able to see your toes. If you can't see your toes, invite yourself to sit a little bit deeper. It's like your sitting bones are reaching back, 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 tailbones reaching back. Good. So arms here, or they can be in prayer. Let's put them in prayer. Let's inhale, stretch all the way up, circle around, exhale back into chair. Good, inhale. As you sit deeper, move your sitting bones and your tailbone back farther away from your heart. Inhale to lift up, exhale back to chair. 3 more, press through your heels, exhale to chair. 2 more, inhaling up, exhaling, moving your hips back. 1 more time, inhaling up. Oops, exhaling to chair. This time we're going to lift up. You're going to bring your right arm forward, left arm back into a chair twist. Again, inhale, both arms up. Opposite arm, left arm forward, right arm back. Sit your hips back. That's it. Inhale up. 1 arm forward, 1 arm back. twisted chair. Again, inhale up, twist the other way. One more time, each side. Inhale, press through your heels. Exhale, twisting. Last time, inhale up, exhale, twisting. Both arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart, back into chair pose again. Move your hips back, lift your heart up, expand through the back kidney area. Lift both heels up as you inhale, both heels down as you exhale. Both heels up as you inhale, both heels down as you exhale. Again, both heels up as you inhale, both heels down as you exhale. 2 more, you got this. Inhale, and exhale. 1 more. Make sure you get your heels as high as you can away from your mat. Exhale down, fold over your legs. Open your feet a little wider than your hips. Interlace your hands at your low back, and again, take a forward fold. Rinse the shoulders out. Let anything spill out of the top of your head so you can plant a seed or an idea or a thought that's positive. Weed out the negative. Okay. Release your hands. We're going to walk out to a plank position. We're going to unite the back body again. So here's some options. Plank or knees down. I'll show you first with knees down. Knees down, you're going to just bring one knee at a time up and touch, or try to touch your elbow or above your elbow. Okay, that's all you have to do from the knees. Plank, same thing. Knee up and back. What you want to avoid is this. Okay, so you want to align your hips and your shoulders on the same plane. Opposite knee to opposite elbow or above the elbow. Hug the muscles in around your spine. Keep going, keep breathing. A smile during this or a giggle. You feel the back body working, you feel the core working. Again, you can do it from your knees, and you feel your side obliques working hard. Do a couple more, 2 more each side. Go for it. Deep breathing. Deep, deep breathing. Good. Lower yourself all the way down, keeping that same kind of awareness in the back body. Let's do floating cobra. So bring your hands beneath your shoulders. So fingertips really are beneath your shoulders, fingernails. Lift the front heads of your shoulders up, and then float your arms up. Lengthen through the legs. Ignite the tailbone down towards the front of the pelvis. So again, there's no congestion in the low back. There's an even arc. Floating cobra. If you'd like to lift the legs and float the legs, another floating cobra, right? So you can just do arms, you can just do legs, you can do both. Exhale, lower everything down. Turn your cheek to the side. Doesn't matter which side. Maybe feel your heart pulse a little bit deeper. Come back. Let's lift front cobra, floating cobra. Back body floating cobra. Good. Reach your arms forward as you inhale. As you exhale, open your feet and swim your arms back to your legs. Inhale, bring your legs together, arms reach forward. Exhale. These are like snow angels, only you're on your belly. Inhale. You don't have to lift very far to feel the back body working. Good. Inhale, arms sweep open, legs sweep open. Exhale, arms and legs come together. 2 more. Go for it. Don't lift very high. If you feel any pinching in the low back, you're lifting too high. And after your last one, lower down. Turn the opposite cheek to the side. Breathe in that positive feeling of very specific back body work. You got it. Getting strong in the back body. And getting strong in the mind. Good. So from there, let's find our way back into downward facing dog. Again, can you feel from your tailbone all the way down to the crown of your head, and from the tailbone all the way down to the strength of the arms, the lengthening of the spine, the lengthening up of the spine, the grounding of both feet, so you feel this beautiful stretch in the back of the legs. So as the hands and the feet anchor even more, it invites the pelvis to lift and lengthen away from that anchor. So you're growing the spine longer and taller. Good. From there, go ahead, walk your feet to your hands. And then very slowly enjoy the ride up, tucking the tail down, maybe feeling bone on top of bone, vertebrae on top of vertebrae, all the way up to standing. Bring your hands to your hips. Bring the feet right underneath your hips, toes face forward, and just gently, just soften the knees a little bit, just a little bend in the knee. Come onto the ball of your right foot. That's it. Lift your right leg up and cross it all the way over. Cross it, right? Feel your inner thighs squeezing, and then sit your hips back and down like you're sitting into a chair. If you need to bring the toes down as an anchor because you're wobbly, that's okay. Don't smash your toe in, maybe just gently squeeze your outer hips into the center, squeeze your outer legs into the center, right? So we're sitting into, this is eagle legs, Garudasana, sitting the hips back. I'm not collapsing forward, I'm lengthening. From there, arms out to the side, and again, you can bring the toes down, just keep squeezing outer hips in, inner thighs in, and then bring your right elbow under your left, right? Right elbow under your left. Fingers up to the ceiling, right be here. Elbows up to the ceiling as the tips of the shoulder blades lengthen down. Some of you might be able to meet your hands. Some of you might need to put your hands on your shoulders. Keep your elbows up. Keep the shoulder blades moving down, the tips down and in towards the spine, down and in. So Garudasana, eagle pose. If your legs don't cross or you have some knee sensitivity, you can just do the upper body. All right. Good. Just breathe here. More feeling, less thinking. If you're wobbling, gives you a great opportunity to come back to the center. If you're wobbling, breathe deeper. Breathe with a sense of, I've got this. I've got this. Good. Inhale. Unbind the arms, unbind the legs, reach all the way up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Rise all the way up. Good. Bring your hands down to your heart, and again, we will do side two. So Garudasana. Go ahead. Feet right underneath your hips. Come to the ball of the left foot. Try not to sit into the hip, but lift up. Lift that leg up, cross it over. Feel like your outer hips are squeezing in. Your inner thighs are squeezing in equal amounts. If you need to bring the toe down as an anchor, so a little kickstand, do that. Some of you might be able to wrap the foot around the calf. That's not in my body. So instead of letting that top foot kind of just hang out, be bright. Spread your toes, outer hips in, inner thighs in. Reach the arms out, left elbow under right. Again, it is left elbow under right. Right? Fingers to the ceiling. Elbows lift. Lower tips of the shoulder blades lower down. If you need to put your hands on your shoulders, but it's not this, right? Elbows and heart, same plane. You got it. Outer hips squeeze in. Find your breath. Like an accordion breath. Bellows, equal breath in, equal breath out, right? As we're balancing, right, the breath gets a little shorter because there's a little bit more work. See if you can be even with your breath as you hold, as you wobble, as you teeter. Who cares? All good. In a moment, we're going to do a variation of some a flying eagle and a flying warrior. Take 2 more breaths. You got it. Here you go. Plant the seed of positive postures, positive shapes. And then inhale, release up. Exhale, float all the way down to a forward fold. Good. From this forward fold here we go. Last back body challenge here. So go ahead, you can bring your fingers. I have blocks here. I love to use my blocks for support. Step your right leg straight back. Straight back. Okay, now the back toe, my right back toe is anchored on the ground. I'm going to reach my arms out like I'm flying. So from my heart, fingertips straight out. Here you go. You can stay right here. If you're able, flex your right foot and press through the heel and float your back leg up. Get broad through the kidney area and breathe here. This might where you stay. You might be with a toe down. You might be with a leg up. Next option. Inhale, bring your hands to meet beneath you, palms to meet. Exhale, fly the arms out. Inhale, bring the palms to meet. Exhale, fly the arms out. Inhale, bring the palms to meet. Exhale, fly the arms out. One more time, using that back body. Reach through that extended heel. Good. Bring the leg down. Okay, if you didn't feel that standing leg, doesn't matter if your leg was lifted or not. Take a moment. Breathe in a breath of positivity. Remember, you're planting new seeds. So seeds of change. Whatever you want to change, you can plant. Okay, let's go ahead. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, go ahead and come to your forward fold. Opposite leg this time, so I'll be stepping my left leg back. Whatever leg you didn't do, you step back onto the toe, you anchor. Good. From here, extend out. Extend your arms out like you're flying. This is like a Warrior 3 super flying hero. So you can stay here, or you can extend that back leg. Make sure it's straight, and you're really igniting that whole back leg from the tush, the hamstring, the calf, pressing through the heel. Inhale, bring the palms to meet. Exhale, fly them out. Again, inhale, bring the palms to meet. Exhale, fly your arms back out. Doesn't matter the height of the leg. Again, inhale, hands to meet. Breathe as evenly as you can. Exhale, fly it open. 2 more. Nice and controlled. Again, you can bring that back toe down if you need some support. 1 more time. Palms meet. Open up. Good. Bring that back leg down to meet the front leg. Fold forward and then rise all the way up. Lift up, arms lift up. Palms meet over your head. Draw your hands to your heart. Pause in Tadasana, in mountain pose. Gently close the windows of your eyes. Take a moment to feel, to acknowledge the amazing work, the union of the body, the breath, and the mind. You've got 3 very powerful tools to create what you want, and mostly to create in the mind what you want and to weed out what you don't want. It's a practice. It's a practice. All right, let's just come down to seated. We'll cool down before Shavasana. Come all the way down. Bring the soles of your feet together. I'm taking a wide, like a diamond shape here. I'm not pulling my heels in very close. I'm bringing my legs into a diamond shape with my heels farther away so I can get length through the spine, front and back of the spine. So I'm not slouchasana, right? We're lifting up. Good. So I can bring my hands here. You can bring your hands behind you, but keep lengthening, lifting the side lower ribs away from the top rim of the pelvis, and then lengthening forward. I'm not rounding. I'm not allowing the back to round. I'm lifting up and I'm moving forward. So as you are in this posture, the soles of the feet are pressing together, anchoring together. The outer hips are pressing down. So feel like your knees go opposite direction and your heart goes forward, right? The crown of the head moves at a diagonal. And then you're really igniting the strength of the outer hips. I'm not allowing this to happen. If you have a little bit more flexibility and you can still keep your spine tall, you can bring your heels in closer and then bring your elbows in front of your shins and then lengthen. So I don't have that flexibility this morning to do that. I'm holding on to my ankles, just breathing. Soles of the feet pressing, moving the knees in opposite directions, not down, out. And you'll feel a stretch in your groin, in your inner thigh. Good. One more breath here. And release. Bring your knees to meet. Roll down onto your backs. Pull your heels close to your sitting bones. Okay? Point your fingers to the ceiling. Feel the shoulders press down into the mat. Feel your triceps and your elbows and your feet press down as you float your spine up off the mat as you inhale. Keep the gaze straight up, not to the side. Exhale, slowly lower the spine down as you lengthen the tailbone away from the crown of the head. Again, inhale. Your base becomes your shoulders, tricep, elbows, and feet. Exhale, lower down. 2 more, nice and easy. Rise up. Lower down. It's a little bit of the back of the skull also as a support, but don't feel like you're pressing firmly. If you want to interlace your hands underneath you, if you can, with straight arms, and then you can shimmy your elbows. Remember, look straight up, never to the side here. And then lengthen the tailbone towards the back of the knees. Feel a more vigorous anchoring through your upper arm bones, even your pinkies, the whole span of your outer arm. And then gently release down. Feel how the back body softens and feel how the back body loves the earth. Loves to just lie there and go, oh, thank you for taking the pressure off of my spine. It holds you up all day, right? It's so delicious. Oh, we have a special cameo appearance by Deets. Always when I move to Shavasana, this is Deets. She's like, okay, I want to join you. Hi, Deets. Go ahead, sit down. Sit down, girl. So bring your knees, extend one leg out, bring the opposite knee in, and then go ahead, twist to the side. Lay down. There you go. Good girl. There you go. So we're just cooling down now. One leg is bent, crossed over, a supine twist. Take a deep breath in and a long breath out. Relax the tissues, your muscles, your mind, your bones. There's nothing more to think about. Oh, excuse you. There you go, lay down. There you go, that's a good girl. And then go ahead, come back up to the center and switch legs. Your opposite leg will go long, your other knee will pull in, and then you'll guide your knee over to the side, arms nice and wide. You can look opposite of the knee if your neck allows that. Take a couple deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth, inviting muscular release, inviting mental release, and letting your body marinate in all of the super concentrated positive work you just did. This is where we let our practice fuse into our tissues. Good. Take another deep breath in through the nose. sigh out, come back to the center, and arrange your body into your final resting pose, Shavasana. If you want a little bit more kindness on your low back, you can keep your knees bent, or you can bring a bolster or a pillow underneath your knees. Or you can just extend your legs straight out, heels a little wider than your hips, arms out to the side a little wider than your shoulders, palms roll up to receive. Find the symmetry of your back body. So if you have a tendency to move your head to the right or left, see if you can find the very center of your skull. Find the center of your spine from the base of your skull all the way down to your tail. And then notice the right side and the left side, that they're equal. Then allow your brain to soften and move away from the front of your forehead and just rest to the back of your skull. Same thing with your eyes. Your eyes just gently fall and rest into the sockets. The root of the tongue relaxes. The jaw relaxes. And you just gently follow your attention down through the neck. Soften, relax the four sides of your neck. Relax the entire front, back, sides of your shoulders. Your arms. Let yourself sink into the heaviness of your bones. Beautiful vital organs, heart, lungs, kidneys, liver, stomach, all of those vital organs. The ribs relax. Everything rests. It quiets. Belly softens. Settle into the heaviness of your hips and your pelvis. Strong muscles of your legs soften. Away from the thighs all the way down to those incredible bones in your feet and toes. Just allow yourself to float into this period of rest and rejuvenation. Thank you so much for practicing today. I'll be here every other Tuesday. You can go to balancewebster.com. We have a YouTube channel which you can watch lots of videos from amazing yoga teachers. We have some very affordable options for you. We hope wherever you are safe, you're healthy, and see if you can stay with your seed of positivity today. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Namaste.